welcome back to Gorgeously Oily. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be making a body wash and hand soap. It's the exact same recipe that you use for both of them. The recipe makes quite a bit, so what I do is I use some of it for my body wash, and then I use the leftover for my hand soap. It does use raw honey, so I will put down in the description box the benefits of raw honey as well, okay? So if this is something you're interested in, please stay tuned and we'll get started on this recipe for body wash and hand soap. Okay, this is our body wash recipe. You're going to need a good size measuring cup. Works best, or it can be a mixing bowl, but measuring cup works best because it has the spout here. Okay, so first you're going to want some raw honey. Organic raw honey is best, but raw honey for sure. You want a 1/3 cup of that. And it's going to be very thick. So you're going to have to, you can put it, maybe, I wouldn't heat it up, but you could put it in a warm place if you wanted to. Okay. The next ingredient is a 1/3 cup of coconut oil. You can use the fractionated coconut oil, or you can use the organic coconut oil. This one has just been sitting out here, and so it is a little liquidy, a little solid, little liquidy. So I've used both. I did this one last time, and so this time I'm going to use the fractionated, which stays like a clear liquid. I just want to see the difference when I use them. So it's a 1/3 cup. The raw honey I got at the health food store. The organic coconut oil, I got this at the health food store as well. And the fractionated coconut oil, this I got off Amazon. So give it a 1/3. I let it sit in there a minute so it'll bring some of that honey out with it. Okay. Next thing you're going to want to put is about 3/4 cup of Dr. Bonner's Castile soap. For this I'm using the unscented, it's the baby unscented. I don't think it really matters. If you want yours to have a scent, that's fine, but I highly recommend Dr. Bonner's. There's other Castile soaps that are organic and pure. Dr. Bonner's is one of those, so I highly recommend Dr. Bonner's. You're going to use 3/4 cup, and the soap does not have to be super accurate. So I'm going, to measure about a 1/4 in my 1/3 cup. Because it does help rinse some of that honey out of there. So make sure we use all or as much of the ingredient as possible. Actually, I think I'm going to try to scrape a little more of that honey out of there. I'll be using this spoon to mix up with anyway. Okay, we're going to set that aside. And you can also put in a few drops of jojoba oil, not required, but if you just want a little bit more moisture, if your skin tends to be a little drier, definitely I would put some jojoba oil. You can put some vitamin E. You can also put some evening primrose in there, so and argan oil if you want. So you can use any of those. I just like the jojoba oil. I'm going to try this time. Last time I didn't put any, so I'm going to just put a few drops of that in there. Actually, a few squirts of that. It's not, like I said, it doesn't have to be a perfect measurement. Cover those up. Okay. And the two that I like for the body wash are lavender essential oil and the geranium essential oil. Both of these oils are really good for your skin. So lavender is extremely versatile for your skin. Burns, cuts, it's moisturizing, it's antibacterial, it's healing. So I definitely recommend lavender. So with the lavender, I think I'm going to put about 10, I'll put about 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. And the geranium it's very floral, and it can be a little overwhelming, but I think I'm going to put about 5 drops of the geranium just to give it a little bit of a lavender floral scent. And the honey also. 4, 5. The honey will also give it a nice smell. The coconut gives it a little bit of smell as well. It's very subtle though. Okay. And here's the fun part. So you're going to mix this up really good and see how it gets kind of cloudy. That's normal. You definitely want it to have that cloudy look. Make sure that you kind of work around the bottom of the bowl and get all of that honey mixed in. You could use a whisk for this as well. I just like using the spoon because the spoon already has the honey on it. So like I said, I want to use as much product and not waste any as much as possible. Try to use it all. So now that cloudiness is starting to settle down because everything's mixing in really well. Now I use an 8-ounce pump bottle for my body wash. And remember, whenever you have essential oils, you don't want to use plastic. You always want to use a glass bottle, amber or the blue cobalt. You can use clear, but you run the risk of having a light sensitive oil in your bottle, and it will degrade the oil really quickly, and you don't want, if you spend the money on the oils, you want your oils to do what they're designed to do and support your skin and your hair. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're not wasting oil by having it break down on you. So what I do is the 8-ounce pump bottle. You most definitely could also do a spray bottle. A dropper bottle wouldn't be, I don't think it would be as, sorry, that's my dog, wouldn't be as effective. I mean, I don't think it's really helpful in the shower to have a dropper, but the pump bottle for sure, and the spray I think is doable. So what you're going to do, like I said, this is a good amount actually. This is going to last a while because you only use very little. So I'm going to fill, and it's getting almost, okay, so That's getting pretty. I don't like it to be like all the way at the top, because when you put the pump in there, it does displace some of it, and so you don't want it running over the top, and you don't want wasting it. Okay, so grab a cloth real quick. This oil is, and then you put this, and you do have to be careful in the shower because it can get a little slippery. That's why I have it sitting on a little shelf, and I pump it. So what I do with the remaining mixture, as I said earlier, I use this as a hand wash. This is going to make your hands so moisturized and smooth, and it just feels really, really good as a hand soap. So I was running low on this, so I decided I will go ahead and do the body wash and go ahead and fill this. Try to scrape some out. I've used a spatula before. I try not to use plastic, but silicone, I'm okay with that. I prefer metal or wood or glass. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Kind of wipe that off, because my hands are spreading it everywhere. Okay, so this is like, I believe, a 6 ounce, and this is the 8 ounce. So I use the 8 ounce for the body wash, the 8 ounce pump, and the 6 ounce pump for the hand soap. Like I said, you could also use a spray bottle. Spray bottles will work as well. So obviously you're going to put 1 or 2 pumps when you wash your hands. For the shower, it's the same. Gigi, you need to stop snoring. Sorry, that's my dog. She's just determined she's going to snore during my video. Okay, and I want you to see that it does come out a little runny. It's not super bad, but it does have a little bit of a runnier texture, and the honey helps make it a little thicker for you, and it feels really good, and it smells super good too. So it's a little thinner because it doesn't have all those soapy phosphates and chemicals those are the things we don't want on our skin. So this is a little bit thinner than you might be used to. So like I said, you would pump. I usually start with 1 and see, and then put a second pump, and then that's what I use. You can put it in a little poof scrubber that you scrub your body. I should have brought one of those so you could kind of see. But you definitely, it's not, that's about as foamy as it's going to get. Just a little bit of white foam. It's not going to foam up. Remember, there's no chemicals and no phosphates. So, but it will get you clean, okay? Don't worry about the honey being in there. That's good for your skin. What you want to do is pump a couple of pumps, use a little poof scrubber, and you know, wash your body. You can even let it sit on there for a minute so that some of the ingredients will soak into your skin and help, and then you rinse off. You don't have to scrub it off, you just rinse it off, and it will make your skin feel really smooth, soft, hydrated, and clean. Remember, if you don't know, honey is super moisturizing. Honey is also very, honey's also, I believe, antibacterial, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up and put it in the description box. But honey is more than just moisturizing. There are some properties to honey that do help, I believe, clean your skin, which is, I believe it's antibacterial. the lavender is antibacterial for sure, antifungal. So you are getting clean. So if there's a concern that you might not be getting clean because it's got honey and coconut oil and you feel like you're just moisturizing, it does have the Castile soap, remember, that helps, you know, lift dirt and oils, but you want to keep good oils in. So, so anyway, that's my recipe. It's super simple. It can be, you can tweak it really any way that you want. So you don't have to do this exact recipe. I recommend that you keep the honey the same, the coconut the same, and the Castile soap the same. But as far as the essential oils, you can really use any essential oil that you like. I highly recommend something lavender or similar to it, because it does have that antibacterial, antifungal. But as I said, you can do jojoba oil, you can do a vitamin E complex, you can do a vegetable glycerin, you can do an argan oil. I even have some emu oil that I've been playing around with, and I'll be doing a video on that as well, because that's kind of something new for me. But it is supposed to be really good for your hair. I think hair, skin, and nails is what emu oil kind of supports. But anyway, that's it. Really simple. I'll put the recipe down on the bottom. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy this recipe for body wash and hand soap.